the Rays coming in against the Orioles here with Zach Eflin on the mound for Tampa Bay, going up against Flaherty here in this one. We'll call up the latest line here, but I'll let you start analyzing this one with the Rays on the road. Figure the line's gone up a little bit here on the Rays. Total 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, Flaherty, again, I think he's been, having a little bit of troubles, has a higher elevated ERA on his splits, the 5.66. To me, this kind of looks like an Eflin game here instead. I don't know. It's tough because I like this Orioles team. I can't believe they kind of let that one go yesterday, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take Eflin here on the mound. I'll be taking the Rays today, just kind of solely based off of the starting pitching. Flaherty, I don't know if that's been a great move necessarily yet for the Orioles. Just hasn't really produced as much as I would have liked. Still kind of looks like he's a Cardinal there. Ramon, I'll take the Rays.
All right, I'll move Eflin to an even better price. I think it is a little bit lower than $1.25. I just was getting to the lines a little late there, so a better price on the Rays here on the road with Eflin. Yeah, Orioles trying to get something done in this spot. We know the pressure's on both these teams right now. Maybe we had it wrong yesterday. It was a close game. It was a good game, 4-3 in this key series. Right now as these teams battle for the division title. No doubt about it. I mean, it's cut and dried. I mean, yes, Baltimore has the best record in the league, but Tampa Bay in the American League, but Tampa Bay has the same amount of wins, just 2 more losses right now. So they're 1 game behind in loss column, two back in the loss column, 1 game behind totally in the series. So you just need to win one here, an important game. I do like Eflin. I believe is why I'm going to be joining you here. 2.86 ERA in his last 5 starts, and Flaherty a 9 ERA in his last 5 starts. Tampa Bay continues to roll 18-7 last 25, and the Orioles have lost 3 straight. Let's try them again. Let's
try some Rays on the money line.
Try them here. We learned our lesson yesterday. Let's come back with the Rays here a little bit, and yeah, I'll take the discount, 10 cents there. It's virtually a pick-up, and maybe our DC crew. I hesitate going against our DC crew a little bit. I know haven't seen Moneyline Mills. I've seen him around a little bit around the internet. I've seen him around the internet a little bit. I haven't seen Moneyline Mills. Shout out Moneyline Mills if you're around. We're taking the Rays tonight. Blake's on the Rays, Leweir's on the over, and they're talking Cy Young. I mean, and they're talking Cy Young talk in there, and I've been one to say that maybe Snell didn't deserve it, but I guess looking at the statistics, Snell's starting to pass those guys a little bit. Unfortunately, doesn't play for a winner. I know I'm trying to just talk about it because it's by my team a little bit when I talk about them today, but. Snell's starting to get more talk, right? I mean, he's moving up that list with those top Cy Young contenders, I believe, right now because of his incredible streak. All right, Baltimore not losing today, says Leweir. Okay, well, I feel like I'm taking Eflin over Flaherty is what I'm doing for the most part.
I agree.
So, could do the first 5 if you want, but I don't do that here. I try to pick the whole game. And let's take them here, Rays, on our 6-pack of Major League plays that we're looking at today with the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. We know that the Red Sox have their work cut out for them, but it is a big game here, obviously, for the Blue Jays. They're just 1.5 games out currently in the wild card race, following yesterday's 9-2 loss to the Rangers. The Rangers really had a pretty fun time at the Blue Jays' expense, Mindy. But new series here now this weekend, Boston. I'll give them a miracle desperation mode maybe. They'd have to sweep everything pretty much from here on out. But Toronto's at home now, needing wins.
Yeah, I thought it was really surprising that they got swept by the Rangers, and they got swept in a bad fashion, right? I mean, giving up, I think it was 6 runs, 9 runs, 10 runs in each of those games. I mean, it was a pretty big deal there. And again, if you're trying to stay in the race, you, like you said, you got to get these games. But at least now they have Barrios on the mound. He's been pretty good, I think, for the most part. I don't expect the Jays to struggle here again today. Bayo's been good as well. Has a little bit of higher ERA than does Barrios. I think the Blue Jays here should be able to go ahead and limit that Red Sox offense, unlike what they did against the Rangers. So give me the Blue Jays here at home when they really need to get these wins.
Yeah, they do. Fortunately for them, that Boston, they've still lost 12 of their last 17 games. Yesterday, yeah, they did get the split of the doubleheader, but they were needing more than that. Boston needs to win every game at this point. So Bayo's a guy that I've trusted a lot this season, and I don't mind him here necessarily, but oh man, Toronto needs this one. It just feels like right now they've lost 5 straight. They have gone over in 13 of their last 19. Boston, that streak has calmed down a little bit. It still stands at 21-5 in the last 26 games to the over. And I probably think it will maybe go over here, especially I think this line, I might even, oh no, it's still 8.5 under now. I am going to update that. The Toronto line's pretty much correct, $1.35. 8.5 under is definitely favored now in this game. It's still 8.5, and then, man, if it goes to 8, I'm probably going to be coming in on the over here on this one. It feels like it might, but right now it's definitely just shaded to the under with the 8.5. So I'm going to take Toronto with you. I feel like desperation time at home.
With this too.
Yeah. And $1.35 or so. I like, but Bayo's done a nice job this season so far, and I've been riding him. But I have to take Toronto here, desperate, and they are playing a team that is not in very good form right now. Bayo's been terrific, man. 12-4 are the Red Sox in his last 16 starts. But I want to take Toronto here. Looks like there's kind of some Sox support and over. I want to go over. Steam came in on the under. I'm interested in the over, though. All right. Okay. Here's the Reds, and they are taking on the Mets here in this one. And, well, I guess they all can't be totally – I mean, Cincinnati's right there. I'm not making fun of the Mets because they're not in there. I mean, Cincinnati is – obviously their back is to the wall as well. It's a 3-way tie right now. I was kind of – considering them, not in the – because they're a game back in the loss column to San Francisco. But San Francisco, Arizona, Cincinnati all tied right now, and Miami half a game back. This is exciting. Good for baseball, whatever, to have important games like this one. Green and Peterson, and what is that crazy number? Oh, minus $1.15. I'll fix that.
Oh, yeah, the 9 instead of the parens. Yeah, again, these are games, must-wins for these squads here in order to stay in the thick of things. So the Reds need to try to get some sweeps here for these wild cards. We only have about 4 or 5 series here left in the season, and the Mets have only won 3 of their last 7 games. So I think it's a perfect time for Hunter Green. He's been pretty good recently, right? I mean, he's allowed about 0 to 2 runs in his last 2 outings. Other than that, he kind of was having trouble, settling down. I think he's stronger on the road here, especially 3.57 ERA. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one to Cincinnati.
All right, Mindy says go with the Reds here, and Hunter Green, real good over his last 2 starts here, no doubt about it. And Peterson, the Mets are 6-12 with him, but let's see, at $1, is it $1.50? Yeah, maybe. This total has moved considerably lower, down to 7.5. I'm not sure what I'm doing on the side. I'm not sure I can take I feel like it is a toss-up. Might be some volatility. I'm going to take the over as my play. Probably would have been a premium now at 7.5, but I'm not going with Indians and Reds here. I think I'm not sure. So, but I'm giving out the over, and I like this a lot in this matchup. So Peterson over in 10 of his last 14 starts. Green has gone over in 4 of his last 5 starts. So, reported steam came in on the over, and I've seen the line going down. So there's not
You're
much.
like, what's happening here? What's
Well, I
happening?
was already liking over, and then usually a trigger like that. If I see the steam, then I'm like, oh, it is going, but it steamed earlier up, and now it's all the way back down. Now I haven't looked. Maybe there could be some personnel issues. I mean, we know the Reds had they had health problems all out, and they actually continue to still battle those health issues a little bit, but. I don't think it's affected them too much. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games. I mean, you're taking them, and I'll take the over, though, in this one. Mindy's on the Reds. See if the chat is interested here. Always about the motivation sometimes, but again, I've said that this is a great, these are the spots that the Mets want to play well here. Butterscotch has a K-prop here for us on Green. Hey, if they can get Green, if they can get to the postseason and get a guy like Green in there, and the Green, that we all know and have, the potential to be, that'd be great. We know Green can deal. Phils and Cardinals in this one, and the Phillies certainly are leading that wild card race right now, ahead by 4 games, in pretty comfortable position at this point. It's still Cubs just a game and a half back for that number 4 spot currently. So Nola, Mr. Inconsistency here on the road, $1.40 now, $1.48.5 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, his numbers show that he's been inconsistent, right? Like 5.66 ERA, but he's been stellar versus the Cardinals, like totally dominant here this season. He's striking out last time out, he struck out 9 batters. So again, I feel like he's been really effective in those last 5 starts here as well. And I don't know. I mean, I think Thompson, he's been decent. You really can't say that he hasn't, been pitching bad or anything like that. I just kind of feel like it might come down to maybe a little bit of a bullpen game, kind of give the edge then to the Phillies. I'm going to go ahead and take the Phillies here again. I feel like all these teams that need to be in it have, their ace on the mound here today. So I think the Phillies get this one.
They do need it. They're laying a little bit of price here. They've lost 4 out of their last 5. The Cardinals are playing the best ball of the year. In this one, so let's see, 8.5 over 15. All right, that doesn't feel that great either right now. In this one, let's see, Cardinals have gone under in 4 of their last 5, and the Phillies have gone under in 3 of their last 4 games. Nola 10.61 ERA in his last 2 starts. Thompson has won 3 of his last 4 starts. Whew. All right, I'm going to take the over in this one with the Phils and the Cardinals. I'm going to go over 8.5, and throwing a dart pretty much on that one. Yeah, Nola has been the Phillies are winning with Nola. He's won 5 of his last 6 starts. He has also gone over in 7 of his last 9 starts. Thompson has gone over in 3 of his last 4 starts. I'll let this one, I don't know. If it gets into the bullpen, it will. I mean, obviously. Let's see here. We've got on this one, it's here they come.
Okay.
Butterscotch on the Phillies, and Dre is on the over. Blake is on the Phillies, and Darren is also on Philly. All right, looks like they agree with you. Maybe I should be taking Philly here at this point. But I'll take the over. Mindy is on Philadelphia. All right, saw some discussion in the chat about Steele, one of the best pitchers going right now, and certainly a big game for probably for Arizona a little bit more than the Cubs. Arizona's in that three-way tie for the last position. The Cubs are the next team up, 2.5 games ahead of these two. So, yeah, it's still important, but more pressure, just a little bit more pressure on the Diamondbacks here, but a big mismatch in starting pitching at this point.
Yeah, I don't know what's been going on with the Diamondbacks much either. They've been outscored 18-2 in their last series there. Now they run up with against a Cubs team that has this serious advantage on the mound, right? I mean, we're looking at a 3 ERA, under 3 ERA compared to a 7.3 ERA. Cubs are still sitting here 19-15 straight up as road favorites. They've been playing pretty good on the road and have been covering. Diamondbacks 12-20 straight up as at home in that underdog role there. So I will be taking the Cubs. I don't think the minus 145 is too bad for a Justin Steele here. Thought it should be a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll take the Cubs. I don't think it should be any more. I know what you're saying. The Cubs are.
It feels like a 160, 170 type of game.
No. It feels like by the time this one rolls around, being at the late game, that maybe there could be some public action here with it being kind of a college football night a little bit, and I don't know. I'm playing into that too much, but still, Steele 1.33 ERA in his last 4 starts. Cubs are 13-2 in Steele's last 15 starts. Meanwhile, Fott, he's not getting much better. 5 ERA in his last 4 starts. He has gone under in 11 of his last 14 starts, and the Cubs have been a dead under right now. I just updated the total, and it actually moved from 8 to 8.5. Like, Steele should go out here and just deal in this game,
right.
And and maybe even Fott can have an okay start. I mean, this one to me, 4-2. It feels 4-2. I mean, maybe 5-3, maybe just something right around there. I think the Cubs win this game in and under. I'll take the Cubs with you for sure. I think that there is not much, talk about some of those teams where you're like, okay, Mindy, anything. This feels like this one is a more scripted to me. Okay, if it blows up and it's 12-8, whatever. But if we get the game I'm expecting here, I mean, Cubs deal, it sails along. Fott has one of his better starts here against this lineup, cruises along, 2-1, 3-1 early, just cruising in through the middle innings, 4-2, gets in the game late. Maybe it gets up to 5-3. That's what I see the Cubs winning and controlling this game tonight. Could be a 1-run game as well, but I'll take the Cubs with you. Let's get on this today. I know. I'm interested. And so, who else is interested? Butterscotch.
Right.
He's got it in chat, right. He's our Chicago correspondent. So, take that for what it's worth. But Scotch certainly tells us to when there's caution. Right now, it feels like all signs go for the Cubs today. So, I don't want to be too. Here's a nerfy recommendation, possibly from Darren. Steele is allowed to run in the first inning in 4 of 27 starts, while Fott is allowed to run in the first inning in 4 of 15. Not great. Wow, Scott says there could be steam coming in right now. Let me see what's going on.
Look out.
I want to peek at it right now. Well, the current line just moved. Looks like the highest line currently sits at Bovada here at $1.48. So we'll get in a little lower here. We'll get it in soon. Darren's on the Cubs. Welcome to Who Bangin'. Good to see you today. Kev Cook also. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. All right. So we're on it. Here's a third baseball play, I think, right now with the Cubs here on the road. Road favorite. But we're not laying $3 here. We're okay. Dodgers and Mariners, another top-notch billing here with Miller. Too bad it's not Miller and Miller. Bobby Miller. It could be Bobby Miller and what's it? That starts with B. The other Miller, the Mariners Miller. but it's Bobby Miller here for the Dodgers and Kirby for the Mariners. Kirby gets a lot of love, but he doesn't really produce. The Mariners don't win that often with it. He's pretty much a split down the middle anyway. But close line here. Dodgers have moved the favorite here. I thought they would. $1.15, 8 under 20. Dodgers favored.
Yeah, I mean, this one's a little bit intriguing, right? The Mariners haven't seen Bobby Miller yet, right? So we don't really have any, head-to-head Miller versus Mariners. And then, of course, you have some, 3 or 4 guys here from this LA team that haven't seen George Kirby before. But again, he's had some recent struggles, like you had talked about. But he has only allowed 1 run in his previous 21 innings of work there at Dodger Stadium. But I just think I still have to go ahead and take the Dodgers. I have to take the bats. I'm seriously worried about this Mariners bullpen if they want to sort of make any sort of run. I mean, they still got this. They got the Dodgers, they got the A's, they got 6 games with the Rangers and 3 games with the Astros. So it looks pretty tough for them to get this done, but they've been kind of plugging their way through. This is probably the one team today that really needs a win that I don't think is going to get it. I'm going to go ahead and go Dodgers here.
Do you think Toronto catches the Mariners and passes them, and Texas stays in position, Mindy, in the American
I think
League?
Texas has the easier road. They've already beat the Mariners 6 times, so it's 6-2, 6 wins, 2 losses. But again, that was a couple months ago, June, perhaps. So I think back then they were hitting better than what they have been here recently too.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of like the Rangers' chances.
Okay, that's interesting to note. Well, then maybe it starts here. I'm taking the Dodgers with you with Miller. I don't know who's talking about the Dodgers pitching. I'm ready. I'll go with any of these guys. I don't care. Miller's okay. I mean, I don't, I'm talking about, you do want those other guys and you want those aces in there in the postseason, but the Dodgers have shown their depth all season long, rolling out. When other teams are kind of trucking out there some openers and stuff, the Dodgers just kind of go with a good young starting pitcher. It has a lot of promise and probably, getting as much experience as he is contribution to the team's drive to the postseason right now. So Kirby has a near 6.5 ERA in his last 4 starts. Mariners have lost 4 of his last 5 starts, and the Dodgers have won 6 of Miller's last 9 road starts. Dodgers are in a funk, but Mariners aren't playing that well either right now. So I'm going to take the Dodgers here to get back right now. In this one, look, if anything, like we said, it's more important at this point, for the Mariners right now. The Dodgers are kind of in nowhere land a little bit. They're not going to, probably not going to, 8 games behind Atlanta or so, 7.5, and well be in front of Milwaukee a little bit as well, and well ahead of the Giants. So, the motivation might not be there on some of these games, but Mariners might be feeling a little hot under the collar. Take the Dodgers. I want to take the Dodgers.
I just think giving up Seawald was just, I don't know what they were doing with that.
See if the chat's interested in this one. We've got Blake wants to go. Alessandro, very controversial comments here in this one. Jeans suck. Now, there are some other comments about my bald head, but I'm more offended by the jeans suck. I mean, Mindy is someone who actually played recreational softball in jeans, being that guy that wore the jeans out there, because I feel like for the conditions that people keep their fields in, I'm not going to wear a good pair of baseball pants and rip them. So I would wear jeans out there because when I like to slide. So I don't know. I'm big on jeans.
You got to put the patches on, the tough skins. That's what I grew up in, right?
Well, that's what I would do, and the jeans would become.
And you always watched the Bad News Bears back then. What did all those guys do? They wore jeans. That's what you did.
I would actually do a complex because when I was playing like 5 nights a week, I mean, you could go through a couple pairs a season.
Right.
And so I would take the ones that have been torn and make the patches out of that and continue to go because the left knee is the issue. You're always going to tear the left knee. I'm like Trey Turner out there with the pop-up slide and very smooth. So just want to say, jeans suck. That's a very, I don't know. I'm going to let you stay in the chat, but I don't know. It seemed like a controversial comment there, especially considering the history of jeans in this country.
They've been around. It was like what? Kind of one of the first forms of pants. The jeans.
I didn't like actually jeans when I was a kid, but I'm all about them.